be able to see each other anymore.
One day, my girlfriend Emily announced that she had packed her things and was leaving.
I've grown tired of this life. Sorry, but this is the end for us.
I was speechless when she suddenly said that to me. Just why? How could it be? In my head, and a sort of inarticulate moan just leaked out of my mouth. My name is Tyler Johnson. I'm turning 24 this year. After graduating from a university with a major in architecture, I got a job at an architectural firm and am currently studying hard for my exam to become a licensed architect. My coworkers were so supportive of me, and that helped me stay focused on my work and on passing the exam. I met Emily at a party with nursing school students organized by a friend from school. Neither of us fit in well with the party atmosphere and got to talking, which eventually led to us dating. After graduation, Emily started working as a nurse, understanding the importance of professional certification. So, when I was hesitant about taking the architect's exam, she encouraged me to go for it. Better to try than to regret not trying. Our dates became less frequent as I focused more on studying, but we still enjoyed dining out on her days off. I never imagined that she would suddenly break up with me.
That's a pretty harsh way to end things.
Stopping to spoon the dessert, Kayla was dismayed. Kayla is my childhood friend. Whenever I had troubles, I would talk to her. After breaking up with Emily, I felt disengaged from my studies and called Kayla to talk, sharing everything that had happened. I had never introduced Emily to her, but I had talked about her a few times.
It's hard to move on when you're dumped out of the blue without any explanation, especially after dating for 3 years.
Kayla remarked. Yeah, but maybe it's because I was unreliable. Given Emily's success as a working nurse, I might have appeared unreliable, lacking significant achievements despite being employed at an architectural firm. Moreover, there were many more accomplished doctors around her. Compared to them, I felt insignificant. Hearing my story, Kayla spoke to me kindly.
But isn't it too much to break up for such a reason? Doctors are doctors, and you're you, right? Regardless of the reason, it's too unfair to be treated this way.
Kayla's words carried weight. In middle school, she was harassed by classmates for no reason. She didn't do anything to anyone. They disliked her, criticized her, and denied her existence. I couldn't stand classmates who judged others based on their own values. I couldn't bear to see this and protested to the main culprit, saying, "That's enough." But from the next day on, the target was not only Kayla, but also me. In the end, the harassment towards Kayla and I continued until we got older and we were placed in separate classes.
The world is full of things beyond our control, but don't you think it's good that we're not those kind of people who hurt others without a second thought? At least we're not the kind of people who don't mind hurting people.
I nodded weakly to Kayla's words.
You told me this once, we've done nothing wrong, so let's live with dignity. You didn't intentionally hurt or upset her, right? Then it's her issue. It may be hard now, but let's cheer up and live with confidence.
She said, offering me a gentle smile. I agreed, pulling the straw out of my iced tea and gulping it down. I had to move on. That's what I thought. 2 years flew by from that time. I commute by bike on sunny days. That day was a nice, sunny day, and I was riding my bike, feeling the cool morning breeze. That's when it happened. Suddenly, a puppy darted out in front of me. In my panic to avoid it, I swerved dramatically to the right and ended up crashing onto the street. Pain shot through my entire body, and I lost consciousness. When I woke up, I was in a hospital bed. I broke my ankle, bruised my right shoulder and elbow, and was sentenced to 2 weeks in the hospital. I was also told that rehab was essential, so it looked like I'd be off work for a while. After the doctor explains the situation, a nurse comes to the quiet hospital room. After adjusting the drip, she looked at me and muttered irritably.
I never thought we'd meet here.
Startled, I looked up to see Emily, my ex-girlfriend, now working as a nurse.
Of all the hospitals, why did you have to end up in mine? You're not doing this to annoy me, are you? I'm busy, so don't rely on me.
That was her attitude after not seeing each other for 2 years. I couldn't help but look away, taken aback by her unwelcome demeanor. Just as Emily was about to leave the room, Kayla burst in.
Tyler, I was shocked to hear you suddenly got hospitalized.
Kayla, you came.
I'm just glad you seem okay.
As if to interrupt Kayla, who let out the sigh of relief, Emily left the room slamming the door loudly.
Wow, what a rude nurse.
When I told Kayla what had just happened, she rolled her eyes and was surprised. Each time Emily came into the room for tasks like changing the floor or taking my temperature, she was curt and visibly cold. I thought to myself, shouldn't I be the one to be angry? She dumped me like a piece of trash out of the blue. All I wanted was to be discharged from the hospital as soon as possible. I didn't want to interfere with Emily anymore. I didn't want my mind to be disturbed by something that was already over. Kayla continued to visit me regularly. She runs a nail salon and would stop by during her free time when she has no appointments. Being with her was the only thing that soothed my frayed nerves. That day, she put me in a wheelchair and the two of us decided to relax in the hospital cafe. Kayla moved a chair aside to seat me at the table, then went to the counter to order. When I somehow turned my gaze in that direction, I was startled. Emily was talking to a patient sitting near the counter. She was squatting down to be at eye level with an elderly lady, laughing. That must be how she usually interacts with her patients. The stark difference in how she treated me made me feel sick, but as I turned away, Kayla, carrying our drinks on a tray, bumped into Emily. I can't hear it because they're far away, but Emily is saying something to Kayla. The next moment, I saw Kayla's eyebrows rise, clearly showing that she was annoyed. After a sharp retort from Kayla, and at the moment when she turned towards me, Emily pulled Kayla's curly hair.
What are you doing?
Kayla exclaimed, splashing the drinks on Emily. What are they doing? I tried to rush over but struggled with the wheelchair, blocked by chairs in my way. Then the two started arguing in loud voices that even I could hear.
What's with you, acting like his girlfriend every day? You're just clinging to him, aren't you? Like Tyler would ever get a girlfriend. Haha.
This has nothing to do with you. You dumped Tyler without telling him why. Now you're playing the girlfriend card? Besides, you're famous for flirting with doctors and neglecting your patients.
Then, Emily slapped Kayla hard.
You're the one. You were hugging Tyler that day. He was the one who cheated on me first. It wasn't just me. It's not just my fault.
I was speechless. Me, cheating with Kayla? Hugging? I found myself reminiscing about when all of this happened. Even during those moments, the words Emily said,
It wasn't just me,
kept echoing in my ears. Was Emily cheating?
You're such a fool. Tyler and I are just close friends, and I was never a woman to begin with. Jumping to conclusions without checking the facts and then discarding him like that.
What? Oh, you're transgender. I had no idea. So you got close to Tyler by becoming a woman, or did you become a woman because you liked Tyler? It's hilarious.
Emily's rude remarks made my blood boil. At that moment, an unexpected person intervened.
What is going on here? Stop it right now.
A man in a white coat stepped in between them. apparently a doctor from this hospital.
Doctor, this woman here.
I heard what was said. Your comment could have been considered insulting or discriminatory to the patient. And you call yourself a nurse.
The doctor swiftly brushed Emily's hand aside and reprimanded her. Emily's expression froze, and she stood there stunned.
I apologize for causing a scene. Please, clean this up quickly.
Following the doctor's instructions, cafe staff hurriedly cleaned up the spilled coffee. The doctor then apologized again to the cafe patrons and Kayla before forcibly dragging Emily away. Neither Kayla nor I felt like staying any longer, so we left the cafe. In truth, Kayla is transgender. Born male, but her heart is female. She faced harassment in school because of it. About 2 years ago, Kayla underwent gender reassignment surgery. Just before Emily and I broke up. To align her body with her heart. To Kayla, it must have felt like finally becoming who she was meant to be. To me, Kayla's gender, male or female, made no difference. She was a dear friend. When she first came out to me, I was surprised, but after seeing how much she had struggled, all I wanted was for her to live freely and happily. She visited me soon after her surgery, tears of joy streaming down her face for having realized her dream. That moment moved me to tears as well. Emily must have seen us hug then. Kayla became acquainted with the nurses during her post-op care visits to the hospital and naturally gathered information. Nurses can't wear nail polish on their hands because of their job. So she made a sales pitch every time she visited the outpatient clinic that they could elaborate on their toenails, thus fulfilling the needs of the nurses who wanted to be fashionable. Emily worked in the surgical ward, so Kayla never saw her. But she had heard rumors about her. Apparently, Emily had caused a scandal with a doctor at her previous hospital, resigned, and came to this hospital. Not just flirting with unmarried doctors, but unashamedly pursuing even the married ones, she was never short of rumors. In short, I was weighed against a doctor and dropped from Emily's lover due to my lack of potential. And easily discarded by Emily for someone wealthier or possibly for having another woman.
But, come on. She's a nurse, isn't she? Isn't it important for nurses to listen to their patients? She misunderstood and resented you, and even though she herself was two-timing you, she made it sound as if we were the only ones to blame.
But I feel so much better now. I'm so relieved. I don't have any more regrets about Emily. Yes, the affair was a shock, but if I had stayed with her without knowing it, I would have been in a lot more trouble than I am now.
Tyler, you're a good man. You don't judge people by their appearance or gender, but by who they truly are inside. That helped me a lot. You'll definitely find someone much better than that awful woman. Be confident.
Comforted by Kayla's words, we headed back to my room, where an elderly lady and a young woman were waiting. It seemed they were the owners of the puppy I had avoided.
Nice to meet you. I'm sorry for the delay in my visit. My name is Alice Williams. Thank you so much for saving our Marlin.
The elderly lady beside her also apologized. It turned out, the puppy had been found and raised by the grandmother's husband, Alice's grandfather, but it had escaped while grandmother was moving to Alice's place after the grandfather's death, leading to the accident involving me.
I didn't know what to do if I lost him too, after my grandfather passed away. I can't thank you enough. I'm so sorry for causing you such a serious injury.
The two apologized so much that I ended up feeling terrible. Then,
Do you like sweets?
Alice asked. Huh? She offered me cookies she and her grandmother had made. The cookies were not too sweet and mouth-watering, and I couldn't help but gobble them up. grandmother and Alice seemed a little relieved to see me eating like that. Kayla looked on at Alice and me with a satisfied grin. Several months later, I was discharged from the hospital and returned to work. In contrast to my full recovery, I heard that Emily was effectively fired from that hospital because of that incident. I'd like to think there are no more bad karma. Alice and I have been in a continuing relationship since then. The other day, Alice brought me some fruit jelly. She has been showing up at Kayla's salon as well.
She's such a sweet girl. Very honest and straightforward. And guess what? She doesn't have a boyfriend. I've been talking you up, Tyler.
I chuckled wryly at Kayla's excited pitch and savored Alice's jelly. Kayla's presence in my life is incredibly important to me. I want to continue cherishing our friendship. After all, the presence of such dear friends is a lifelong treasure.